Hey, greetings YouTube, performance reviews where I give you the review from the technician's point of view. And today we have a Oreck XL Classic. They can say Pro or whatever they want on it. This comes in every color under the sun, but they are all the same. So I have done a video like this in 1080, but never in 4K, so we're gonna redo that today. First thing we're gonna do is pull this out. And if you have an Oreck, don't run these paper bags. Use the new purple synthetic bag. It filters better and allows for more airflow. That's why this is so dirty here. Well, that's looking much better after a little central vacuum propaganda, but we're gonna wash this with water. Now, that's not the only part that's gonna get cleaned and washed.
Hey folks, I'm sorry the GoPro battery died while we were recording, so you're going to miss me removing these 5 screws, so I inserted a little bit of the old school performance reviews footage. You just remove these 5 screws, it's really self-explanatory. Now let's get back to the 4K footage.
And some of these have like a little clip that holds them in place. Some of them will pull straight out, so just be careful when you're pulling those out. I like to use a set of needle nose, like that, and just pull everything out altogether. And then you're just going to rotate this up. Yep. Pull this out first. Now rotate, and the motor comes out. We're going to clean this, of course. Inspect the fan. The wiring is right here. If you need to change a light bulb or check the circuit board, there'll be 2 screws over there as well. All that will just kind of lift out of there. And again, we can take this and separate it. The other thing is, if you want to pull the wiring out of this housing, the best tool to use is actually a set of vice grips. And you just want to get that in there. They make a HEPA tool that's dedicated. I have found this to be infinitely easier and better. That just pulls out, and the reason this is better because it clamps down on it. You don't have to hold pressure. Clamp down. All right, the Oreck has taken a trip in the dishwasher, and it is time to assemble it. And upon doing this, we're also going to put the wiring back in. I'm so sorry, we had a GoPro moment. Well, you can see the battery said it was charged, but starting to bow up. So, thank you to our patrons that allow us to get new equipment and things like that. What I started to say is we replaced the felt gasket, and I will have a link below that benefits the channel to that, though I do recommend you patronize your local vacuum store. So, we've got the motor, and when you put the motor in, it's kind of like this twist in, twist out sort of thing. I want you to know, as I'm wiring this wiring is for this model specifically. They changed the order and a lot of this stuff over the years. So even though this might be the correct wiring for this vacuum, it's not probably going to be the correct wiring for yours. So don't use this as a guide to wire. Unfortunately, that's one of the many inconsistencies of Oreck over the years. All right. And then the thing I like to do is, once it's all together before we put screws in, to just make sure everything's good in place, all the wires are tucked in, and now we can put the motor screws in. I always just like to check those 3 by hand specifically because they're very important. Motor is nice and secure, so don't need to worry about that. And now the brush roller is eccentric. It will say new and old on it. We'll put that on. Gosh, this has a lot of wiggle and play. Yeah, it's been willowed out over the years. Not much we can do about that, except for this. This is a technique I've learned working at Oreck stores. Is as these go in, you can put it in, and that will make up for the play. Again, we're just using the end of a zip tie. And I kind of like this technique because it makes it nice and secure, takes the wiggle out of it. But if the customer takes the brush roller out, well, there goes that shim and they have to bring it back to us. So that's how I do that. Next, I just like to make sure the bumper is nice and secure. Again, if you want to benefit the channel, there'll be a link to some of the supplies like the brush roller and genuine belts below. And I really recommend to always use the genuine belt. The brush roller, the generic CWP, is actually the OEM vendor for Oreck, so if you want to use a CWP brush roller, well, that is a genuine brush roller, so no harm in doing that. As you do this, you just want to make sure the bumper is in the right place because it will try to get a little bit out, and you'll see a lot of techs who are in a hurry will just clamp the bumper down in the wrong place, and then the seal doesn't seal up right. The vacuum will still function like that, but it won't push straight. How about that? So that is all nice and put together. Now, I have found an extra screw that will work on this. There is actually a kit that fixes this problem. And yeah, you can use that kit if you want. Again, this has been a problem. There is like a metal plate kit that comes with like a backer, and that takes care of this as well. But this is how this is going to be taken care of today. You want to reassemble the handle tube at this point, and there's something that absolutely must be either replaced or at the very least cleaned off, and that are these. These have to be clean for them to work, as they create a friction seal. I'm also going to just pledge them a little bit, which eases them with a little bit of silicone. So when you put that on there, there is a tool for doing this, but I personally, well, I just like to use these. I find they work just fine. So again, we're just putting this on, and you can see there's like stops right there, and depending on the age, you might give it one more stop. There we go. So those are clamped on there all the way, and then I guess we'll just, it's so sloppy, the cord management on the Oreck. They're just this cord that dangles around. Tighten that up. So that is what we do up here. Now at this point, I'm going to hang the Oreck off the bench, and we're going to do this. Now if you want to make your cord and your life easier with an Oreck, well, this is the life hack. Put it up on the Kleenex box or 2x4 or something, and have the handle supported while you're doing this. Alright, we got a nice HEPA, and let's see what we got here. The inconsistency with the Oreck, it gives you an idea where we're going to put the HEPA. Now you have two choices here. You could either cut this off and reinstall it, or you can put a new one of those on if you have one. So in this case, I actually have a bin of these that I use. I like to keep around. Alright, well, that's going to be on there the best it can. These things just never bend right. I much prefer the ones with the insulated shoulder. I feel that those just always go on better. Alright, that goes in. So when I do this thing always breaks, but whatever. This guy you want to just make sure he's all under there and good. And then this will go on top. And the color of this thing might vary. And then always use the cloth type bags for this. There's no reason to use paper in here. Those are for legacy products. I guess it's a legacy product, but those are for really old products. And then when you do this, you want to press it until you hear the click. There's the click. Zip that up. And then this will just hold tension on that. So let's see how everything is. It appears one of the LEDs has gone out on that. There's nothing I can do about it. Please like, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if it helped you. Definitely check out the description where we have a Discord, our Patreon, and links that help benefit this channel. Have yourself a wonderful day.